Is there anything you can give our viewers, maybe a message of hope, or any words of wisdom to anyone that are watching tonight, watching Kamala Harris?
So recently I've been meeting by Zoom with young leaders, and I'm talking about 8 and 12-year-olds. There's a little girl who I met with, and she is literally doing the work of, she's got a whole outreach system that she has for elementary students and middle school students to talk with them about their experiences during the pandemic. And so she calls it COVID-19 for Kids. Her name is Elisa Jennings. And she's just extraordinary. She talks about how, because she also has a health condition that she has grown up with. And so she's talking about to these other kids about how to get through this when they're at home and they can't be with their friends and they're doing everything online. There was a young man, he's 7 years old, Kavanaugh Bell is his name. And he decided to create this whole effort where he is gathering food and getting donations to feed seniors. I mean, these incredible kids who know what I have long believed, which is we're all born as leaders. And then it's just a matter of when you decide to turn that on. And these kids inspire me like you can't believe. So there are a lot of good stories.
Do you get that energy from your parents, or the thought of, hey, I have to fight for what's right, and I got to get out there? And I mean, when were you out there protesting?
Well, I was in a stroller. And so I was out there. And in fact, my mother used to have a very funny story about I was fussing and she said, Kamala, what do you want? And I said, and this is how she would say it. And she said, Kamala, what do you want? And I said, freedom.
No. Oh, come on. Freedom.
It was a much cuter story when she would tell it, but that's the story she told.
But I mean, do you think that's when you get instilled to fight for what's right and to make certain choices when you starting as young as stroller age?
Yeah, well, here's the thing, Jimmy. I was also raised that, and this is what I strongly believe, there's a big difference between charity and duty, okay? Charity is, oh, I got a little to give. Look at how great I am. I'm so benevolent. I'm just going to give. I'm charitable. And then there's duty, which is really what I believe, which is that we each have a duty to each other. It's not charity. It's not if I have some extra, I'll give you some. It's that it is literally each of our responsibility, whether we feel like it or not, whether we have the extra time or not, to participate and to see what we can do to lift up the condition of others. The real measure of the strength of a human being is not like Donald Trump, based on who you can beat down. The real measure of strength of each of us is based on who you can lift up. Like the kind of muscles that you can see you got when you help somebody out and you see, wow, I've got that kind of power in me to actually help someone else and make a difference in their life. That's the measure of strength. And so that's how I see it.
Senator Kamala Harris, I thank you so much for doing this and taking time and coming on our show. I'd love to see you again next time in person, hopefully.
Yeah, you be well, be safe, and thank you.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.